Severe thunderstorms and flooding rains continuing to pound parts of the Bluegrass State. We'll track those storms out of town when I come back in a moment.
I'm Amber Philpott in Johnson County, where another storm rolled through an already devastated county.
Flash flooding and strong winds. It's been another rough night of weather across much of Kentucky. We have multiple crews tracking all the damage.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good evening. We just have not been able to catch a break. Tonight, another line of storms has left a lot of damage and more flooding across parts of the state. This is what happened in Fleming County tonight. Emergency managers say strong winds damaged some homes there. We'll have much more on the effects of these storms in just a minute. But first, a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day continues. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey shows us what he's tracking right now. Chris?
Yeah, we continue to see all kinds of flash flood warnings, Sam, across southeastern Kentucky and really much of eastern and southeastern Kentucky, from Moorhead back to the southwest into London, Corbin, and Somerset. Southeast of that line, we've had extensive flooding yet again. But for the first time in a long time, we actually are tracking some much better weather into the Bluegrass State. As of now, though, still one trouble spot right along the Kentucky-Tennessee border counties. That's a very intense thunderstorm just to the south of Monticello here into Wayne County. That clustering of thunderstorms, for the most part now, the worst of it is on the other side of the border into the volunteer state of Tennessee. Still, though, we've picked up several inches of rain over the past few days, so flash flooding is ongoing into southern and southeastern Kentucky. Flood warnings will take us into the overnight as we have to allow for all the creeks and streams now to get back to within their banks. But the good news, we're not seeing a whole lot more in the way of some heavy rains coming back in tonight or tomorrow. Heavy rain into the Commonwealth of Virginia as opposed to the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Defender across central and eastern parts of the Bluegrass State looking much, much better. That big complex of thunderstorms now from Bowling Green aimed toward Knoxville, Tennessee. And look what's coming at us from the north. That is a drying trend that is slowly beginning, Sam, across central and eastern Kentucky. Now, when I come back in a few minutes, we're going to take a look back at a very busy day of weather again. We're going to talk about some records that have been broken, and we'll show you where the numbers stand in terms of rainfall across our region. Then look ahead toward the drier days. That's just in about 15 minutes.
That sounds good, Chris, as far as that drying trend. Tonight, another round of powerful storms causing damage in counties that were already hit hard by flash flooding during the last few days. Among them, Fleming County tonight. Emergency managers saying that strong winds flipped a mobile home with 4 people inside. It happened along Cherry Grove Road near Flemingsburg. Others nearby buildings were damaged as well. Monique Blair continues our First Alert weather team coverage.
I don't know if it's a straight line land or a tornado. I don't know.
Around 6 o'clock Tuesday evening, Brian Mitchell received a phone call telling him the home in front of his uncle's auto repair garage had just been hit by a storm that rolled through Fleming County.
This is actually his garage where the trailer sat.
Officials tell us 4 people were inside this trailer home when it overturned, 2 adults and 2 kids.
And there was 2 people in it when we got here. It was trapped in. But the kids had left and already went up to the house, but they was banged up a little bit.
Mitchell says the woman was trapped inside by a toolbox.
Me and Junior Marshall started to help get them out to where they could get dug out to where they could get rescued.
All 4 people were taken to the hospital. Officials say the extent of their injuries are unknown.
They was able to talk, but battered up pretty good.
Now, just to give you a visual picture of exactly what happened, the trailer that is sitting several feet behind me used to sit right here before the storm.
In front of that big one, that guy did, and it took it on another.
And almost immediately after this devastating storm hit this home, an auto repair garage, and the home behind it, the community jumped in to help clean up.
I don't know where to go. Down there? Ready, set, go.
In Fleming County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
All right, very, very lucky there. Tonight's storms dumping heavy rain in much of eastern Kentucky, a part of the state that couldn't handle it. And in many cases, this was the result. This is an eyewitness picture from the Birch Branch area of Magoffin County. Many people had to be rescued from their homes because of the high water. And at one point, Salyersville was under a flash flood emergency. Garrett Weimer has the latest tonight from Magoffin County.
I'm here on the county line between Morgan and Magoffin counties. It's an area here that's gotten hit quite hard with the last storm that came through. High water all over the road in places. In fact, on my way to Salyersville on 460, I had to turn around because cars just could not get through. In many places, drivers had to decide whether to turn around or try to drive through. Water flooded the road in several places in Magoffin and Morgan counties. It was flowing completely over the road in this spot, not far from the county line. We also know of several water rescues in Salyersville. The owner of a farm in Morgan County tells me he has acres and acres of pumpkins and corn now completely underwater. He says it's the worst he's ever seen it, but it could be worse.
You know, we're not dealing with loss of life or property loss. We lost some pumpkins and corn, and it hurts. But at the end of the day, you know, you got to be realistic about it, you know. And I told my wife, Ashley, that if we could make it through this little storm, we could, might be all right. But I didn't know it was going to be such a doozy.
As for what's next, he says he hopes for some sunny skies in the next few days and some help from the insurance company. On the Morgan-Magoffin County line, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Heavy rain and strong winds also blowing through Johnson County tonight, just one day after devastating flash floods turned deadly. Homes were damaged or destroyed in the Flat Gap, Red Bush, and Staffordsville communities. Tonight, emergency crews say at least 6 people are still unaccounted for. Amber Philpott has been in Johnson County all day and has this report.
It rolled in with fury. A storm that was not a welcome sight to people devastated by flash flooding Monday in Johnson County.
We got our lives, you know. Everything else can be replaced, but, you know, our lives can't.
Guy Colvin didn't lose his home. It was badly damaged, though. He says the destruction near where he lives happened in the blink of an eye.
My buddy's trailer, it was gone. Ramey Branch's trailer court, it was, you could see the debris everywhere.
Colvin was one of many families who showed up to Johnson Central High School to find supplies. Something he's thankful for.
It's so great that the community is coming together to do this. I mean, they come together when we had that tornado and everything else, and a lot of people expected they come together. That's one thing I can say about Johnson County. They do try to help people out.
And a lot of people did come out and help others out today. It has been a very trying time here in this community for a lot of folks, and a very sad day as this community lost 2 of its own. Tonight, we received this picture of Herman May, one of the 2 people confirmed dead in the flooding. The coroner says the other is 74-year-old Willa Pennington. Now, Sky First flew over the flooded area today, getting this view from the air. Here's the latest from Johnson County. As we said, emergency crews have confirmed 2 people have died in the flooding, and they say 6 people are unaccounted for. Investigators say at least 150 homes were destroyed and some 500 damaged. The Red Cross has set up a shelter at the Paintsville Recreation Center. We are here outside of Johnson Central High School, and while there has been so much bad in this community, this truly was one of the bright spots today. We witnessed dozens upon dozens of people dropping off all sorts of supplies and donations, and then we saw several people starting to trickle in and pick up those much needed supplies as they go back and try to pick up their lives here in Johnson County. That is the story here in Paintsville. Amber Philpott, WKYT.
Amber, thank you. A lot of compassion in Johnson County for people that need that help. Many of you have been helping us track the storm damage and flooding tonight with your eyewitness pictures. We really appreciate it. Kim sharing this picture from Pulaski County. She says this large tree fell in the Eubank community tonight as a storm moved through. And take a look at this picture from Mike. High water reaching a home in West Liberty. Many streets around West Liberty were underwater at one point tonight. Email your storm pictures to eyewitness@wkyt.com or use the hashtag KYWeather. New tonight, we are tracking a death investigation at a Lexington home. Lexington police say an elderly woman was found dead tonight in a home on River Park Circle near Trent Boulevard. They say they were originally called to the home by family members who had not heard from the woman in more than a day.
The family was already here. They gained entry, and when they got entry, the person was found deceased, and it was suspicious, so we're investigating it.
Lexington police are not saying why they think this death is suspicious. The woman's name has not been released. Police did call in forensic specialists and the robbery homicide unit. This latest round of storms caused some damage in parts of Lexington tonight. Part of a tree fell onto a home along Dover Road off of North Broadway. The man who lives there says he noticed the wind picking up, so he went outside to move his truck, which was near the tree.
No sooner than I got in my truck and shut my door and started it, it come down. I mean, it literally scared me to death.
A few other trees fell around the city. At one point, around 4,800 KU customers in Lexington were without power, mainly in the Andover and Gainesway neighborhoods. But tonight, only about 100 of those are still in the dark. Investigators think a fire that destroyed a Mercer County home this morning may have been caused by lightning. Firefighters say the fire began at the home on Hopewell Road as a storm moved through. Firefighters from 5 departments responded, but they couldn't save the home. Neighbors say they watched helplessly.
I feel sorry for him. His house burned up like that. They're trying to salvage some pictures and things over. Not a whole lot left to salvage, I don't imagine.
And neighbors say neither the man who lived at the home or his dog were injured. Emergency managers say the storm also knocked down tree limbs around Mercer County. New tonight, a Fayette County jury has returned its verdict in the trial of 2 men accused of killing a teenager. According to our news partners at the Herald Leader, the jury found Deontay Hayes guilty of murder and assault, but the jury found his cousin Dominique Godfrey not guilty on the same charges. The jury will begin its penalty phase for Hayes tomorrow. Police say the victim, 16-year-old Chaz Black, was shot in an apartment on Palumbo Drive back in 2012. An unusual escape in Lexington today. Police say a woman managed to get out of a paddy wagon after being arrested. Lexington police say they originally arrested Joanna McGuire on some outstanding warrants, but once in the paddy wagon, police say McGuire managed to wiggle out of her handcuffs. They say she kept hitting the side of the vehicle until a fire door at the top opened. Police say she then convinced a nearby driver that her boyfriend was abusing her, and that man gave her a ride. But police say once the driver dropped her off on Richmond Road, she was arrested. One man says he saw the whole thing happen.
I mean, everybody was coming out to the curb trying to take a peek of what was going on. A bunch of the guys here at the shop, guys at Valvoline. Traffic was slowing down quite a bit, just trying to rubberneck, see what was going on.
Now, police say they're looking for the driver of the car who picked up McGuire so they can question him. Police added an escape charge for McGuire.